In 1928, a young Scottish scientist named Alexander Fleming walked back into his messy laboratory after a vacation and noticed something strange. A mold had ruined one of his bacteria samples. Most people would have thrown it away. Fleming looked closer. That accident led to penicillin, the medicine that has saved hundreds of millions of lives. Here is the part that matters for you. The discovery did not begin with genius. It began with attention, one small decision to look twice instead of looking away. Your life can change the same way, not through luck, not through talent, but through a handful of rules that shape how you see, think, and act every single day. This is not theory. These rules are drawn from real people, real failures in real moments that looked ordinary at first. By the end, you will see why small choices quietly decide who wins and who stays stuck. Rule 1. Take full responsibility. On April 13, 1970, Apollo 13 suffered an oxygen tank explosion in space. Astronaut Jim Lovell radioed NASA with the now famous words, "Houston, we have a problem." No one blamed luck, no one blamed the universe. Flight director Gene Kranz told his team, "Failure is not an option." Those words were not about ego, they meant every person in that room owned the outcome. When you stop blaming your job, your past, your family, or the economy, your power returns. Responsibility is like the steering wheel of a car. You may not control the road, but you control where you point the wheels. Rule 2. Do hard things first. In 1830, a French writer named Victor Hugo was behind on a book deadline. His publisher demanded the manuscript within months. Hugo locked away his clothes so he would not leave the house. With nothing to wear outside, he stayed in and wrote. The book was The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Your brain always tries to escape effort. If you answer emails before working on your dream, the dream slowly dies. Do the hard thing while your energy is fresh. It's like eating vegetables before dessert. Discipline now creates freedom later. Rule 3. Your environment shapes your future. In 1971, Stanford psychologist Philip Zimbardo ran the Stanford Prison Experiment. College students, randomly assigned as guards, began acting cruel within days. The setting changed their behavior. If environment can turn kind students into harsh guards, imagine what your daily surroundings do to you. If your friends complain, you learn to complain. If your desk is chaos, your focus becomes chaos. Change your environment and your habits follow. Put a book on your pillow and you will read more. Put junk food on the table and you will eat more. Your surroundings are silent teachers. Rule 4. Small habits beat big motivation. In 1996, British cycling was one of the worst teams in Europe. Then a coach named Dave Brailsford took over. Instead of chasing huge breakthroughs, he focused on the aggregation of marginal gains. He improved everything by 1%. Better pillows for sleep, hand-washing techniques, even painting the truck interior white to spot dust. Within a few years, British cyclists dominated the Olympics and Tour de France. 1% better each day sounds small, but like interest in a bank account, it grows. Motivation fades, systems remain. Rule 5. Learn to be uncomfortable. In 1954, doctors told Roger Bannister that running a mile under 4 minutes was impossible. The human body, they said, could not handle it. Bannister, a medical student, trained during lunch breaks. On May 6, 1954, he ran the mile in 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds. Within a year, many other runners broke the same record. The barrier was never physical, it was mental discomfort. Growth lives on the other side of strain. Muscles grow by tearing and rebuilding. Character grows the same way. Rule 6. Protect your focus like your life depends on it. In 2007, Apple was preparing to launch the first iPhone. Steve Jobs was known for brutal focus. When engineers presented dozens of features, he cut most of them. He believed that saying no was more important than saying yes. Every notification is a tiny thief stealing your future. Focus is not about doing more, it's about doing less better. A magnifying glass can start a fire only when the light is concentrated. Your mind works the same way. Rule 7. Master your emotions or they will master you. In 1997, a young basketball player named Kobe Bryant airballed several shots in a crucial playoff game. Millions watched him fail. Instead of hiding, he returned to the gym at 5 a.m. the next day. Teammates said he practiced the same shots he had missed. Embarrassment, fear, and anger are natural. Letting them control your actions is optional. Emotions are like weather. You can't stop the rain, but you can choose to carry an umbrella. Rule 8. Serve others to grow faster. In 1945, businessman Soichiro Honda tried to sell piston rings to Toyota. They rejected him. His factory was later destroyed in war. Instead of quitting, he began building small motorized bicycles to help people move around Japan cheaply. That company became Honda Motor Company. When you focus only on yourself, progress is slow. When you solve real problems for others, growth multiplies. Money, influence, and opportunity follow value. A key opens doors only because it fits someone else's lock. Rule 9. Your story is not fixed. In 1990, a single mother named Joanne Rowling sat in a cafe in Edinburgh, struggling with depression and living on government assistance. She began writing a story about a boy wizard. Publishers rejected her manuscript multiple times. Today, the world knows her as J.K. Rowling. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book. The identity you repeat becomes your reality. If you keep saying, "I'm bad with money," or "I'm not confident," your brain obeys. Change the story you tell yourself, and your actions start to change with it. Rule 10. Time is the one thing you never get back. On August 24, 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted and buried the Roman city of Pompeii. Archaeologists later found people frozen in their final moments, ordinary tasks suddenly made permanent. They thought they had more time. They didn't. Every plan you delay, every dream you postpone, quietly competes with the clock. Time doesn't argue, it just moves. Treat your hours like money in a burning building. Spend them on what truly matters. Middle reflection. Look at these rules together and a pattern appears. They're not about talent, luck, or intelligence. They're about direction. Responsibility points the wheel. Discipline moves the car. Environment paves the road. Habits keep the engine running. Discomfort builds strength. Focus guides the path. Emotional control steadies the ride. Service fuels the journey. Identity sets the destination. Time limits the trip. Most people wait for motivation. History shows that action creates motivation, not the other way around. Fleming looked twice, Bannister trained when others rested, Rowling wrote when no one believed. Each moment seemed small. Together, they built legacies. Ending. Here's the irony. None of these rules are secret. You've heard versions of them before. The difference between people whose lives change and those whose lives stay the same is not knowledge, it's execution. One day in the future, you will look back at your life the way we look back at history books now. You will see turning points that didn't look dramatic at the time. A morning you woke up early, a moment you chose to stay calm, a decision to try again after rejection. Those were your penicillin moments, your 4-minute mile moments, your cafe writing moments. The shocking truth is this: your life doesn't change in one giant leap. It changes when you follow simple rules on ordinary days, especially when you don't feel like it. Start with one rule today, not 10. 1. Practice it until it becomes part of who you are. Then add another. Years from now, people may call you lucky, gifted, or different.
You will know the truth. You just followed the rules when it was easier not to.